All right, so welcome everybody to our reading group. I'm super excited to be here with you today. Before we get started, we're going to review some rules for our reading group, okay? So one of our rules is to try hard. What are we going to do?
Try hard.
We're going to try hard. Another rule is to be respectful. What are we going to do?
Be respectful and try hard.
And try hard. And our last rule is my favorite rule, and that's to have fun. What is that?
Have
fun. So we're going to do all those three things today, okay? All right. Before we start today, we're going to practice reading your vowel sounds. We've been working on all of these different vowel sounds throughout our lesson, and we're going to practice reading these today, okay? So I'm going to hand you a workbook, and I want you to open up right here to this yellow tab and open up to the vowel mastery list. It is on page 89.
Yellow one?
Yes, yellow one, 89. We're going to open this up, and we're going to go through these together. So flip there, perfect. So we're going to flip it right there. Amazing, Kasiana, amazing. Yep, so flip that over. And we're going to practice reading these vowel sounds together, okay? So first, let's read them all together. Starting at the top with your finger on the first sound, we have A or A, O or Ah, Oi, O or Ah, A, E, O, I, U, E or I, or oo, O, ah, U, A or E, or E, or I, or I, U or or I, E, R, Oi, and ow. All right, remember some of those have two sounds, okay? And it's okay, we're just practicing all of these today. So what we're gonna do to practice these, we're gonna practice in pairs with each other. David and I are gonna practice together, and then Sylvia and Kasiana, you're both gonna practice together, okay? And one of you is gonna take turns being the reader, and one of you is gonna be the monitor, okay? So let's pretend I'm the reader, and let's pretend David's the monitor. And when David's the monitor, and if I make a mistake, David's gonna tell me what mistake I made, okay? So if I say for the first one here, for the first vowel, if I say O, what is David gonna say? Right, he's gonna tell me the right vowel sound, all right? And if you don't know the vowel sound, you can just always ask me, okay?
So
all right.
Then, do we just have to say it's actually or can we just say
You can say it's or
okay.
Not quite, it's So I'm gonna be, Sylvia is gonna be the monitor first, and then Kasiana's gonna be the reader first, and then you'll switch, all right? And David's gonna be the reader, and I'm gonna be the monitor first, all right? Let's go ahead and practice these. All right, so go ahead and read your vowel sounds.
Okay. A, ow or O, oi, ah or O, A, or E, with the O, I, U, E or I,
Good.
U or
Nice.
O, A, U, A, E, E or A,
So E or A.
E or A,
Good.
E, I or E, I or I, U or or A, I, E or A, R or I.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna try now, okay? A, O or A, Oi, E,
O.
Got it.
I,
A, E, O, I, U, E or I, or U, O, A, U, A or E, or E, E, E or I, or I, or in you, is that right?
Yeah.
Or A, I, E, or E,
or Y,
R,
or
and
O,
how'd I do?
Is that right?
Awesome.
I think so. U, A, E or I, E or E, E or I or U or, I, E, R, Ow.
Great job, everybody. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna stop there with this now, and we're gonna move on to our next activity, okay? And our next activity is called Affix Bank. I'm gonna have you open up to your Affix Bank. It's our pink tab here. We're gonna flip it over, and it's right here on page 2. It's our Affix Bank. All right, so today we're gonna learn 3 new affixes, okay? Our first affix that we're gonna learn today is enter. Everybody say enter.
Enter.
Enter. One word that I can think of that starts like enter is interact. Like we are
And
right
also
now,
international.
international is a great one. Right now we are interacting with each other, right? We're kind of talking to each other. International. Can you think of a word that starts with enter?
Interrupt.
Interrupt, that's a great one.
Interrupt.
Interrupt. How can we use interrupt in a sentence?
Intercept.
Intercept's another one. How could we use the word interrupt in a sentence though?
I guess I would say you just interrupted us.
Yeah, you interrupted us. That's a great word. Let's go ahead and add enter to our affix bank, okay? So I'm gonna hand you all a pencil, and you're gonna add enter to our affix bank. Is enter a prefix or a suffix?
Prefix.
A prefix. So we're gonna add that to our prefix side, enter. Great job. Nicely here, enter. Fantastic. Awesome. We all got it in our affix bank?
It's an I. Yep.
Right here, I-N-T-E-R. Got it? Good. Great, Sylvia. Nice, Cassiana. Great, enter. All right, we're moving on. We have another affix to learn today, and this affix is M, spelled E-M. What is this? M, E-M. One word I can start of that thinks like, or one word that starts like this, I can think of as embrace. What word? Embrace. Like when I see my mom and I haven't seen her for a long time, I might embrace her by giving her a hug. What is a word that starts like M? Can we think of any? You can just shout them out. That starts with M.
Empty.
Empty, that's a great one. Any others?
Employee.
Employee. Something like embarrass, right?
Ember.
Ember.
Employ.
Employ. How can we use the word employ in a sentence?
It's kind of like hire, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like you work for somewhere, like you're employed by somebody, like I'm employed by University of Texas. All right, that's awesome. So let's add this word, this affix to our affix bank. And this affix is a prefix or a suffix? Prefix, right? It goes before a base word. Let's add it there. E-M for M. Nice job. I'm gonna add it to mine too. All right, our last affix we're gonna learn today is super. What is it?
Super.
Super. All right, S-U-P-E-R. One word that starts like super is supervise. Like right now, I'm supervising all of you doing amazing reading work. What's another word that starts like super?
Superintendent.
Superintendent, that's a great one. Can you use that in a sentence?
I am a superintendent.
You're a superintendent, right? Superintendents are in charge of a lot of schools. What's another word that starts like with super?
Superhero.
Superhero. What's a specific superhero that starts with super?
Superman.
Superman. Any others we can think of?
Supergirl.
Supergirl, all great ones. Is super a is it a prefix or a suffix? It's an affix. Prefix or prefix. So let's add it to our prefix side on our affix bank. Super. Amazing.
Isn't there another word where it's 2 P's and it's supper?
Supper could kind of, yeah, if there was 2 P's here, but that's not really an affix in that one, but it's very, very close. Awesome. Let's go ahead and read all of our affixes we have in our affix bank so far. Let's start with our prefixes and read down the list together.
Okay.
Dis, sub, in, de, non, pre, re, miss, inter, em, super. Now let's read all of our suffixes. We have s, ing, li, nes, less. Amazing job. All right, we're moving right on. All right, so that was our affix bank. Now we get to do something fun. This is one of my favorite activities in Word Connections, and it's called wordplay. So we can put these to the side right here. We're not gonna need our pencils right now, actually. It's called wordplay, okay? And what we're gonna do before we start playing our wordplay game for today is we have some spotlight words for our lesson. All right, I'm gonna read these words to you. We're gonna focus on these words during our game. National, mission, brace, natural, power. Now let's read them all together, okay? National, mission, brace, natural, power. Amazing. So we have a brand new game today, and this game is called Spinner Words. I'm going to put 2 spinners right here. All right, and these are our spinner words. On one spinner, we have all of our spotlight words that we just used today. Let's read these over again. Brace, natural, power, national, and mission. All right, and then on this other one here, we have affixes. Yes, let's read these together. I'm going to hold it up so we can all see. Re, inter, un, em, super, re. Are these affixes prefixes or are these suffixes?
Both.
I would say prefixes.
Prefixes? Do you see
prefix and
do you see a suffix? Oop, it's kind of like this. Should be un. It's kind of upside down. These are all prefixes. So we have prefixes here, and we have our base words or our spotlight words here, all right? And I'm going to show you how we're going to play. So first, we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to spin on my base words here. Let's see what it lands on. Hope it lands on. What word did it land on? National. And I'm going to spin. My spinner's stuck just a little bit. I'm going to spin for an affix.
Super.
Super. I'm going to put those together. Super national. Super national. Is that a real word or is that maybe like a nonsense word or kind of made up word? Nonsense. Yeah, I don't think that's a real word. All right. David, I want you to spin a base word. Just a little flick. And how about Sylvia, you spin for a prefix?
Mission.
So you have mission and we have re. So let's put that together. Remission. Remission. Is that a real word or a nonsense word?
Could be.
Yeah, that's a real word actually. Some people that undergo treatment and they're in remission means sometimes they're getting better if they're sick. That's a real word.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you were on a mission and you got hurt, you're like getting better from the mission.
Exactly. Great job using our affixes. All right, now let's go ahead, have Cassiana, how about you spin for the base word and I'm gonna spin for the prefix. Oh, what did it land on? Oh, it's in the middle there. What word is right here? Let's do this one. What word is that? Power. And here we have M. I'm going to put those together. Let's put them together. Empower. Let's make it a whole word. Empower. Real word or nonsense word?
Real word.
Real word, right? Like you feel empowered. You feel good.
Like superior.
Superior. Amazing. All right. Let's go ahead and I'm going to have David. Why don't you spin both? Let's make some big words. All right.
Interbrace.
Interbrace. Real word or nonsense word?
Nonsense.
Nonsense. I don't think that's a real word. Cassiana, how about you spin? All right.
Intermission.
Intermission.
That's a real word.
Real word or nonsense word?
Real word.
Real word, right? Intermission, like if you're at a play or musical, it's like kind of like a break, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Sylvia, why don't you spin too?
Emission again.
What is it? What is the word?
Emission.
Emission. Emission. Is that a real word or nonsense word?
Real word.
Actually a real word, like kind of cars and gas can give out these things called emissions, right?
Yeah.
That's sort of a real word. I'm gonna do one now, let's see. Oh, I hope I got a good one.
National.
I have unnational. What word? Unnational. Real word or nonsense word?
It could be a word, but I don't think that it is.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, like if
either.
it's like not national, like the Japanese flag would be unnational if that was
Yeah.
a real
Right,
word.
but
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great one. Let's go ahead and do one more round. Let's try to make it just a little quicker. Okay, so David, how about you go ahead? Spin, and then read the word for us.
Super mission.
Real word, nonsense word?
Nonsense.
Nonsense word. All right.
cool, though.
Sounds cool. How about you, Cassiana?
oh, mine.
Ooh, I think it's on this one here. All right.
Interpower.
Interpower. Real word, nonsense word?
Nonsense.
Nonsense.
Nonsense, probably. All right, last turn, Sylvia.
Renational.
Renational. Real word, nonsense word?
Nonsense.
Nonsense. I don't think that's a real word. All right, that's all we're going to do for this part today. Nice job making those giant, big spinner words. Okay, we're going to move on to something called Beat the Clock, and it's super fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our workbooks here, see our yellow tab, and we're going to find page 90, and it says Beat the Clock.
Lesson
Lesson 21, beat the clock. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get our pencils again, and we're going to go through these words, and we're going to circle all the affixes we see in these words, okay? So let's start with our first word. We have ingrain. What's the affix in the word ingrain? In. Let's circle in. Fantastic. Next word is attentive. What's the affix in the word attentive?
I-V-E.
Close.
V-E.
We're going to have tiv. Let's circle tiv. Fantastic. Next word, biggest. What's the affix in biggest?
Ist.
Est, yes.
Like a
EST, great. Next one is foreseeing.
Or.
Ooh, there's a couple in here. We have a prefix, which is what?
The beginning.
For, yeah, at the beginning, F-O-R-E, for. And our suffix we have is ing. So we have F-O-R-E, for. Not quite good, yeah, for, F-R-O-R-E, that's a whole thing. Because what's the base word in this one we have? C, right. No, you have it right. Perfect, Hasiana. You have F-O-R-E. The next word is unfamous. Un. Non-workers. Non. We have one more sneaky little one at the end here.
Inter.
It's just that one.
Oh.
Yeah, see that? That sneaky little S suffix. Next word is internal.
Inter.
Next one is untruthful.
Un and full.
Fantastic. Un and full. Subtotals.
Sub.
And
And S.
S. This one's a tricky one. Warrior.
O-R.
O-R, yeah, it's O-R. That one was tricky. Comical.
O-A-L.
A-L, yes.
Un.
Great. We have unanchored. What are
N-E-D.
un and ed right there, yes. Written.
E-N.
E-N.
E-N. Frantic.
I see.
I see. Enjoy.
O-Y.
E-N actually.
Oh.
N.
Well, that was on the
Because
vowel
joy
words,
by
I got-
itself
Yeah.
is a word.
I got the
Fantastic. Next one is nonstop.
Non.
Non. Effortless.
Bliss.
Yes, great. Needy.
Y.
E.
E or with a Y, so yep. Foresting.
Ing.
Ing.
Oh, wait, is it the E or the Y?
So sorry, it's the Y that makes kind of that E sound, right? Needy. It's the Y is the affix there, because need is our base word.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Match it. We have foresting, we have ing. Good. Matches.
And
Is.
4.
Yes. In this one, it's actually just ing, because forest is our base
Oh,
word.
yeah.
Kind of tricky, right? Forest is a real word, or a base word. Faithfulness.
Fullness. Fullness.
We have two in this one.
In
Two
matches, is
suffixes.
it just the S? Or is it
Yes,
the
there.
S?
Yes, there, yeah. Matches is the ES. We have in faithfulness, we have full, and then we have ness. There's two suffixes. Softness,
And
Ness.
ness. Imaged,
E-D.
E-D.
ed. Last one, enriched.
E-D.
Id.
We have ed, and then we also have a prefix, n. Fantastic. Okay, now let's quickly, we're going to read the affixes from top to bottom, all right? So we're going to go through and read all of just the affixes. In, tiv, s, for, ing, un, non, s, inter, un, full, sub, s, or, all, un, ed, en, ick, en, non, less, e, ing, s, full, ness, ed, en, ed. Fantastic. All right, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to read the real words all together. Starting at the top. Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foresting, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, nonstop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, and enriched. Fantastic. Okay, this is that we're going to do now. Each one of you is going to read this 2 times, all right? So first, and I'm gonna time you, and we're gonna see if we can beat the clock from our first read to our second read like we do, okay? So first, I'm gonna work with David, and David's gonna read all of these words, all right? And then while David's reading, you're both, right? Cassiana and Sylvia, you're gonna be pointing and reading along, okay? Or following along. He's gonna read it out loud, and you're gonna just be following along, reading in your head, all right? Are you ready, David?
Do I just read the suffixes or all of the
You're gonna read the whole word all the way down, right there. Ready? Go ahead and start.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
Amazing. 15 seconds. So write 15 S right there. All right, Cassiana. It's just David. We're gonna go around. All right, everybody else is following along. Go ahead, Cassiana.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foreseeing, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
Amazing. 17 seconds. That's awesome. Right, 17 seconds right there. Amazing. And this word right here is foresting. What word is this?
Foresting.
Amazing. All right, Sylvia, go ahead.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, and famous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
10 seconds. Amazing. All right, remember, we're in a competition here with ourselves. So we're gonna see if you can beat our time this time, okay? So we're gonna go around again. Your goal is to try to beat your time down there. All right, David. But I wanna make sure that I can hear all the words, okay? And everyone else is following along. Go ahead.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
12 seconds. Did you beat your time?
Yes.
Amazing. All right, go ahead, Cassiana, whenever you're ready.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
Amazing. 16 seconds. Did you beat your time?
Yes.
Yes. All right. This word right here is unanchored. What word is this?
Unanchored.
Amazing. All right, Sylvia, you're up.
Ingrain, attentive, biggest, foreseeing, unfamous, non-workers, internal, untruthful, subtotals, warrior, comical, unanchored, written, frantic, enjoy, non-stop, effortless, needy, foresting, matches, faithfulness, softness, imaged, enriched.
Amazing. 9 seconds. Did you beat your time?
Yeah.
You all beat your time. So now what you got to do, we're going to flip to the front here of our workbook, that little pink tab. We have this thing called a galaxy chart, and we're going to put our sticker here since you all beat your time. Put it at the next place to put a sticker. Here's a sticker for you, David.
Right next to the rocket?
Right next to the next place.
Right here?
Perfect. Yes. There you go, Cassiana. Amazing. All right, you all did such a great job beating the clock. All right, we're gonna move on to our next activity now, okay? We don't need our pencils for this one, so go ahead and put your pencils right here. We're gonna do our activity called Write Word, okay? And we're gonna write some big words now. We've been reading a lot of big words, but we're gonna write some. All right, we're gonna write words with 2 and 3 syllable words. Our words, they just keep getting bigger and bigger, all right? So we're gonna try writing 2 and 3 syllable words. Remember, when I write these words, I'm gonna write an affix first, and then I'm gonna add a word part, and then another affix so I can make it 3 syllables. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add an affix, a word part or a base word, and another affix. So watch me do this first. I'm gonna write this affix, enter. What affix is this? Enter. And now I'm going to add a base word to this. Enter. I'm going to use one of our spotlight words today. So enter, and then what word is this here? I have enter. Nation. So I'm going to add internation. I'm going to make this a real word. I'm going to add all. So I have this word international. What word is this? International. Amazing. All right. Is this a real word or a nonsense word?
Real word.
This is a real word, right? Things are international, meaning they're in more than one country or nation, right? All right. So now.
The internet is international.
Exactly. Now it's your turn to write. All right. So I'm going to give you.
Turn both of them.
I'm going to give you a whiteboard. And I'm going to give you a marker. So go ahead and take your cap off your marker here. All right, I want you to write enter on your whiteboard just like I did, all right? So write enter kind of to the left there. I have it right here if you need to see it. And I want you to think of a word part you could add to this. These can be real words or nonsense words. So think about a word part you could add to enter. So you can make up your own word this time. This is all you. So think of a word that starts like enter. A real word or a nonsense word.
Do we add a word?
Yeah, you can add a word part now. I see some really good word parts happening. Can you think of something you could add to enter? You gave me one a second ago.
National.
You could do national, or you could do, what did you talk about? What did you tell me earlier?
Internet.
You could do internet. You do internet also. All right, let's go ahead and read our words. So what did you write, David?
Internet.
Internet. What about you, Cassiana? What did you write?
Interrupting.
Interrupting. That's a great one. How many syllables is interrupting? Let's go ahead and tap it. Interrupting. How many is that?
4.
4. Oh my gosh, you made a 4-syllable word. That's a big word. Nice job. What about you, Sylvia? What did you have?
Internet.
Internet also. How could you make that a 3-syllable word? It could be a real or nonsense word.
Adding an S.
Add an S. Internets. Amazing. Great job. All right, let's go ahead and erase this one. Let's try another affix. Yeah, there's a nice little thing on the back of that you can use. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a different prefix that we learned today. We're going to do M. We're going to do M. I want you to go ahead and try to write a word that starts like M. Add a base word to there to make this a 2-syllable word or a 3-syllable word. Yeah. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and share out some of our words that we read. David, what did you write?
Embracing.
Embracing. How many syllables is embracing?
3.
3. It's a big word. Is that a real word or nonsense word?
Real.
It's a real word, embracing. Fantastic. What about you, Cassiana? What did you write?
Embrace.
Embrace. That's a 2-syllable word. What word part could we add to that? Even make it like a nonsense word or not a real word? All, yeah, you could. Embrace all. You could write embrace. We already have embracing. We could have embracing. There's all these silly different words we come up with, right? All right, what about you, Sylvia?
I also did embrace.
Embrace. That's a good one. How could you make that 3 syllables? Embrace.
Embracing.
Shun, you could put.
Is that with the T?
You could do a T, yeah. T-I-O-N, like that shun. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and do one more. And for this last one, I want you all to open up to your back, have your affix bank. So we have our galaxy chart. We're going to flip this over just so we can see all of these prefixes and suffixes we have to work with. So flip it one over. Great. Amazing.
Which one is it again?
Right here.
The other section.
All right. Fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and add a new word or a new prefix. We're going to try our one we learned today. We have super. Go ahead and write super. And I want you to try to make super a 3-syllable word using a base word and then using a suffix from our affix bank. I'm going to make mine right here. All right, so we have a prefix here and we have a suffix here. We might want to put a little base word in there. What could we put in the middle of super and ness? There's words like, we could do, I like the affix, that suffix ness. We could do what, like super size, super, what could you write next after that? It could be any, it could be silly. Super cat, super dog. Super dog, all right. No, not cats. I don't like cats either. All right. You have best of both worlds. Super dog. What about you, Cassiana?
Super dogs.
Super dogs. Amazing. 3 parts in that word. And lastly, Sylvia?
I did super slaying.
Super slang. That's a sleigh. I like that one. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and erase this. You guys did a fantastic job writing those big words. Markers can go back in here, and we are moving on to our next part of word connections. I'll take your whiteboards. Markers can go back. All right, now we're gonna do something called Speedy Read, all right? So I want you to open up your workbooks right here, that green tab sort of right here, Speedy Read on page 91. We have a list of words. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do a choral read. We're gonna read these all together. So go ahead and take your little fingers. All right, we're gonna read these all together. We're gonna do our choral read, okay? So let's start at the top, fingers pointing. Explosive. We're gonna do it all together. Choral read, choral read means we're gonna say things, we're gonna read all together, okay? Explosive, news, tasteless, we, new, invincible, blur, adaptable, proficient, sedative, blue, illegible, absent, overture, oyster, invincible, deficient, puppet, pocket, suspicious, edible, reason, common, thrown, curl, nurse, repayable, window, discount, barber, photo, prosperous, leader, operate, announces, carrying, handed, pensive, pilot, fan. All right. And what we're going to do now, there are all of these words. You're going to have turns reading the words independently, okay? So we're going to see how many words you can read in 30 seconds. So it's kind of like beat the clock. We're going to go around here.
Only it's time.
It is time. This one is time. So we're just going to see how many you can read in 30 seconds. David's going to go first, and I want Sylvia and Cassiana, I want you to follow along with your fingers, okay? And we're going to do it just one time. All right, go ahead.
Explosive, news, tasteless, we, new, invincible, blur, adaptable, proficient, sedative, blue, illegible, absent, overture, oyster, invincible, deficient, puppet, pocket, suspicious, edible, reason, common, thrown, curl, nurse, repayable, window, discount, barber, photo, prosperous, leader, operate, announces, carrying, handed, pensive, pilot, fan.
You read 40 words. Amazing. All right, so David had 40. Now I'm going to have Cassiana go ahead and go.
Explosive, news, tasteless, we, new, invincible, blur, adaptable, proficient, sensitive, blue, illegible, absent, overture, oyster, invincible, deficient, puppet, pocket, suspicious, edible, reason, common, thrown, curl, nurse, repayable, window, discount, barber, photo, prosperous, leader, operate, announces, carrying, handed, pensive, pilot, fan.
Amazing. You got all 40. All right. I want to go ahead. This word right here is proficient. What word is this? Proficient. Amazing. This word right here is suspicious. What word?
Suspicious.
Fantastic. All right, Sylvia, you're up. Go ahead.
Explosive, news, tasteless, we, new, invincible, blur, adaptable, proficient, sedative, blue, eligible, absent, overture, oyster, invincible, deficient, puppet, pocket, suspicious, edible, reason, common, thrown, curl, nurse, repayable, window, discount, barber, photo, prosperous, leader, operate, announces, carrying, handed, pensive, pilot, fan.
You got them all 40. All right. Word number 32, that word is prosperous. What word? Prosperous. Amazing. Okay, so now what you got to do, we all read 40 words. You're going to go flip back to the front of your workbook here. And we have our Speedy Read chart on page 4. You're going to take a pencil and you're going to write 40 because you all read 40 words. Yep, right there, right after the galaxy chart. So write a 40 there because you read 40 words. Right there for 40 words.
On 21.
On 21, lesson 21. You all did so great. Okay, we're on to our last activity now. We're going to go ahead and flip open here to a reading passage that we're going to do, that we get to read all together to practice reading some of these really big words. So I want you to open up to page 92 on lesson 21. So flip back to that yellow tab. And we have a reading passage here. And our today's passage is called, What's the Most Expensive Food?
What page?
92. Great, right there. We're all on it. Fantastic. All right, there are a few key words that we want to pay attention to while we read. And I'm going to show you what these key words are. I'm going to actually write them out before we read. Our first word we have is harvest. And a harvest is a gathering of a crop, right? We harvest things. Our next word is caviar. which are like these salty eggs from fish. It's called a sturgeon fish. These salty eggs, and they're, spoiler, they're kind of expensive. So we're going to learn about caviar in our passage today. The last word we have is irresistible. And that is like when something's impossible to say no. Like for me, chocolate sometimes or ice cream, it's irresistible. It's impossible. Video games for David. What's something that's irresistible for you, Sylvia or Cassiana, that you just can't say no to? Dogs and puppies. Do you have anything that's just so irresistible?
Calling my friends.
Calling your friends. You just have to do it. You can't say no. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to read this passage together. And then you're going to read it, kind of whisper read it alone. But together we're going to read it all together chorally, okay? So let's go ahead and start at the top. Did you know some meals can cost as much as a new car? Many types of foods can be surprisingly expensive. These foods often cost a lot of money because they are rare or hard to produce. Two of the most expensive foods in the world are white truffles and caviar. The most expensive food in the world is white truffles. Truffles are a type of mushroom that grow near trees during the fall and are very hard to find. Sometimes pigs help sniff out where the truffles are located. White truffles are the most expensive kind and can cost thousands of dollars for just a small amount. They are mostly used in fancy restaurants to add special flavor to a food. White truffles are often shaved over pasta and other dishes to add flavor. Many people find the flavor of truffles irresistible. Another type of expensive food is caviar. Caviar are fish eggs that are harvested from a special type of fish called a sturgeon. Caviar is very expensive because the sturgeon is a rare type of fish. It is also challenging to harvest the eggs. Caviar is usually used as a topping on crackers or toast and has a salty, fishy flavor. It is often served at fancy events and parties as a special treat for guests. A mid-range price for caviar is around $300 for 50 grams. That comes out to $25 per bite. Overall, there are many foods in the world that are expensive, but white truffles and caviar are some of the most expensive. These foods are considered to be special treats by people who can afford them. Would you like to try these foods? If you would, start saving your money. All right, I'm going to have you whisper read it now, and then we're going to talk about the passage. So whisper read this. You can follow along with your finger or your pencil if you want to. Go ahead. All right, you all did an amazing job reading. Oh, David's reading. All right, sorry, David, I cut you off. You all did an amazing job reading. A couple questions for you. First, what were the two most expensive foods we just learned about?
Caviar and white truffles.
Yeah, caviar and white truffles. Have you ever had caviar and white truffles?
No.
Would you maybe want to try them?
No.
No?
Yes, if it weren't for the cost.
The cost is expensive. I will say white truffles can be really good on things like pasta.
Yeah, although I do like the Utah mint chocolate truffles.
Oh, so
Those are
kind of
really
close,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
very,
only in Utah.
they're
so-
only in Utah. That's very
yeah,
special.
they're only sold they're only sold in Utah too. So every summer, since my family lives in Utah, I go there and we always buy some there.
That sounds great. I want to try those sometimes.
They're really good.
That sounds great. So we might try them, right? Maybe not. The fish eggs can be a little, a little salty, maybe not taste as good, but white truffles maybe someday, yeah? Okay. I have another question for you. I want you to find the word harvested right here.
Found it.
Find the word harvested.
Right here.
So harvest was one of our keywords. We all found harvested. What's the affix in harvested?
Id.
And what does it mean in this word here? So we harvested, what does that mean?
Past tense.
That past tense. So we harvested something in the past. Remember, what does harvest mean?
Like gather.
Yeah, right. We're like gathering of a crop. So you gathered the crop in the past. Well, you all did a great job today in today's lesson. That's all we have for today's lesson. You did such a good job. You're going to get a sticker on this sticker chart here. So I want you to open up back to the front after the Speedy rechart, page 5 here, to your points page. And I'm going to give you all a sticker you can put anywhere here on your points page. All right,
Just like anywhere on here?
Yep, anywhere on there. Because after 5, you get a prize. So why don't you take a sticker and we'll pass it around. Cassiana, take a sticker. Great job. Nope, that's when we get a prize after 5. Great. You put out one of the little guys, the little Pac-Man. Fantastic. All right, you all did such a great job reading today. You read the words fast. We made really big words, and I hope you had some fun learning about
Do this again?
expensive
Sometime?
foods. Sometime, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice job, everybody.